Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Samantha. I'm from the National Biodiversity Centre, and we are the part of MParks that manages biodiversity in Singapore. So a lot of you might think, oh, MParks just plants trees around Singapore, right? What biodiversity? Okay, we do manage some biodiversity, and today I'll be talking about the SGBioAtlas, which is a new app that we've developed to geotag biodiversity sightings and basically crowdsource for this kind of data, and BIOME, the online database where all these kind of sightings and information is uploaded into. So before I start proper, I want to address this question that's on everybody's minds: what biodiversity? Right? Is there even biodiversity in Singapore, or at least biodiversity that's worth managing, worth protecting? You guys probably think, yeah, there was this bird that tried to steal my char-kway-teow the other day. That's biodiversity, right? And that bird that was making a lot of noise outside my window at 6 a.m. Okay, that's also biodiversity. Technically true, but there's a lot more to it than that. Surprisingly, what surprises people a lot is that Singapore has a fantastic variety of habitats for a country that's so small. We have rainforests, we have mangroves, we have coral reefs, we even have freshwater swamps in some parts, we have grasslands, and of course we have urban environments like parks, HDB estates, and all of these different places, different habitats, harbor a lot of biodiversity, a lot of flora and fauna. We have corals, birds, fishes, snakes, frogs, amphibians, reptiles, you name it, we have it. And okay, to put it into clearer terms for you, I put it into numbers. These are what we have that we know of. We are constantly finding new species every year. We have more than 2,000 species of plants, native plants. That means they belong to Singapore, they not come from somewhere else. 65 mammal species, almost 400 bird species. We have, okay, you can read the numbers yourselves, but we have even endemic species. That means species that can be found nowhere else in the world. So these are really worth protecting. If you can imagine, species that are found in Singapore and nowhere else in the world must be really rare, right? So they're definitely worth protecting, definitely worth managing. And basically that's what the National Biodiversity Centre does. We protect these very important animals and plants out there. Now to do that, it's not so easy. Firstly, we need a lot of information about where they are, where they can be found. So I hope this simplifies what we do. Basically, we need information such as spatial distribution, where these animals and plants can be found, and in what abundance. So are they really abundant, like jargon miners, or are they really rare, like the Singapore freshwater crab, which can only be found maybe in a handful of streams in Singapore? And also how are the populations changing over time? Are they increasing? Are they decreasing? Are they facing threats? Things like that. So what happens when there's a development in Singapore, especially if it's near a very sensitive area, let's say the nature reserves? They come to us and be like, okay, what do we need to do? We need to mitigate, make sure that our development isn't too impactful on the surroundings, things like that. And then we will go down and tell them, okay, the site that you're next to, it has this, it has that. Make sure your construction doesn't put runoff into the streams because it might affect the pH and then it might affect the crab, things like that. So we need this kind of information so that we can tell developers how to develop Singapore sensitively. As you know, we can't stop development in Singapore, so what we have to do is be able to balance it to make sure that we do as little harm to the environment as possible, and also so that we can enhance the natural areas that we already have so that they can harbor more biodiversity. So this information is very important, but how do we get it? So we have monitoring surveys. They are either done by researchers, we pay researchers to do it. We have our own teams that constantly go out every week to different sites to monitor biodiversity. We also have large projects like the Bukit Timah Nature Reserve Survey. Has anyone heard of that? You guys know that Bukit Timah is closed, right, for this couple of years. So there's a survey going on while it's closed to kind of document what we have inside. It's been done every decade or so. So at least we know what's inside and how the forest is changing. So monitoring surveys like that are important, but we also rely a lot on public siting. So as you all know, Singapore is still quite large, and a team of 30 people, that's how many people we have on division, can't keep track of all animals every time, like all the time in the whole of Singapore. So we rely a lot on crowdsourced data that comes from the public like you. When they see things out there that are interesting, they let us know and they tag these sightings. And over time, this amount of data builds up and to form baseline and then long-term data to let us track what's happening over time. And this data can be used for management strategies, to make informed management strategies. So when there's developments and when there are changes, we can make informed decisions to make sure that we make quick decisions. So public sightings, well, we've always wanted to collect public sightings, and we used to have an online web form on our database, which almost no one used because it was incredibly complicated. It required you to have a lead and longer to geotag your sighting, which no one would have because people don't walk around GPSs on them, right? And so to kind of make that a bit easier, we developed a new app called SGBioAtlas. It was only launched in April. And this one actually helps people to geotag biodiversity sightings wherever they are. So everyone has a smartphone nowadays, and basically that's your GPS device to help you tag a sighting. So it's basically a way to crowdsource the data and outreach. So this is what it has an additional function of getting the message out to people. So when people start to tag biodiversity, then they realize, oh, actually there's a lot more to Singapore than just two birds that we only get. So it really improves the awareness of local biodiversity, and it also encourages participation in citizen science. Because this is citizen science, collecting this kind of information is important, is data, and we actually run programs for people to collect data in a systematic manner, and that's citizen science. So I'm just going to run through what this app is. If you have your phones with you, you can whip it out and try to download the app now. You just Google SGBioAtlas, and then it's both available on Android and iPhone. The main function of the record page is to, you can either tap a photo, add a photo, so if you don't recognize the species, which in the case a lot of people don't, just take a photo of it, upload it. You don't even have to put in the species name. Let us know if it's, which category it falls in, whether it's a fish or a mammal, what kind of plant it is, and how many you see. And automatically the app records who contributes it, the geographical coordinates, the date and the time. So all these are very vital information that gets uploaded into our system. And what people can actually do once you have the app is to see what other people have uploaded. So this allows you to go seek out things that are interesting to you, and you can go look for it. So you can see sightings that have been uploaded lately, or sightings that have been uploaded near you. So let's say if you want to go out for a walk in your local park and then see, hey, whether there are otters nearby, has anyone sighted them? You can actually look at your near me column and see, oh, has anyone seen anything interesting lately? And you can go look for it. So when you click on the sighting, this is what you see, the photo that someone took, and you have the location, and then when you click on the location, it actually tells you where, around you where you can find this, where someone saw this bird. So if you are interested in looking at the laughing thrush, you've never seen it before, you can just, go look at 51 Nassim Road, and maybe you'll find it there. There are also fauna guides, so we do realize that a lot of people don't recognize the animals that they see. So we've put up several guides to teach you to identify them. There are bird guides, amphibians, dragonflies, and damselflies, and butterflies. So these 4 guides are out now. We're working on the mammal guide and the reptile guide. So over time, you can download these guides, build your collection, and then you can get to actually identify more species. So as I tell my kids, when I go out to do outreach with school, it's like Pokemon, right? You get to see which ones are the ones that you see, which ones you're not seeing, then fill out your list. But much more than it. I don't know Pokemon, definitely much more animals than there are Pokemon. Okay, so when you click on the species, it actually gives you information of what the species is about. So you can see the picture to help you identify it. There's also a description to tell you what to look out for on the animal. Maybe it could be like a brown stripe on its belly, that's a distinctive feature of that species, that's how you identify it. For frogs and birds, sometimes we include calls as well. So a lot of times these animals are most easily identified by the sound they make. So if you listen to a frog call, you could identify it through its call. So it's quite an interesting app in that way. They also tell you about the size, the habitat that it lives in. So it's quite informative as well. It's quite interesting. It's quite fun to play around. Okay. And of course, once you've uploaded all that data, it goes into BIOME. So BIOME is an online database for biodiversity data. There is a spatial component where there's a map, so all the sightings that you uploaded instantly, real-time, get uploaded into that map and get stored into the database. So you can actually download the data and manipulate it, or you can play with it on the web platform. The database also stores other types of biodiversity data, so there is a search bar. You can Google it. You can put. Let's say if you are doing a study on corals in Singapore, you can go. You can search corals, and then different articles, research papers on corals will pop up. So okay, I hope to be able to do this live demo. So let's hope this works. Okay. So this is what the platform looks like. This is the atlas. So any sighting that they record now is going to pop up straight away on the map. So let's look at the public sightings. Let's see if it pops up. Okay. So it also needs the internet to work. So sometimes it doesn't work. Let's try this again. Oh, of course, because it's signing out. Great. Okay. Okay, if this doesn't work, we'll just look at boring slides. Okay, it works. Okay, so let's try this again. The nature of technology, it works when it works when I'm sitting there, and it doesn't work when I'm standing here. Okay, so this map shows you it. Okay, the way this map works is that it collates all the sightings that are near each other. So as you can see, there are certain hot spots. The orange spots are where there are more sightings reported, and the yellow spots not so much, and then the green spots even less, even fewer. So this is one way you can immediately see visually where the hotspots of biodiversity, at least where the sightings have been uploaded. Now, if you go in, you zoom in, you get to see more detail. You start to see the sightings split up, and then you can see. So someone saw a black-tipped percher at that site. Sometimes you can see photos as well. You can even filter for certain species. So let's say you are interested in otters, right? Because otters, everyone loves otters nowadays. You Google for otters. So obviously they're all at Bishan Park where they've been sighted recently. So let's see if we can take a look at this one. Let's see if the data pops up. So you can see someone took a picture of the otter with their 3 pups, and then it's been uploaded onto the net. So it is a good tool for people who are looking for, let's say, certain species. Let's say you're looking out for otters and you want to know where they are. This is where you go. If you're a scientist studying otters, this is really useful because you can find out their rough distribution based on people's sightings. So very charismatic animals like otters tend to be uploaded a lot. People see them and they immediately want to share it with people. So it's a great tool even for researchers to use because as you find out, crowdsourced data is getting more and more useful as a real data source, even for real academics. What's interesting is that you can, from this green button, you can see that you can actually download the metadata. So if you don't want to work on this platform, you can download all the data to an Excel sheet and use whatever statistics program, whatever spatial analysis program you have. So that information can be quite useful. Now, so because I'm on the development team, we actually have some new phases coming up. So we have a project phase that's coming up soon, which I really want to talk to the schools about because this is going to be really useful for your projects in school. You can create special projects where when you upload using the app just goes into your special layer. So let's say someone's created a project called Team Seagrass. We go out to monitor seagrass. So when you upload your sighting to Team Seagrass, it just gets uploaded to that layers. It's a special layer where only members in that project can upload into. So that is quite a good way to collate and manage your data. It's easier than using a data sheet and then bringing it back and then typing it all in. If all your members have a smartphone, they can just create that project, all join that project, and then upload their sightings as they're in the field. So we hope more and more of you will use this. Keep a lookout for it. It will be available in the App Store in June. So the version that you download now won't have the project mode, but by the end of June, it should have this project mode. Okay, and I think that is. So this is how you create a project online. So you go to Biome, you create your project, put a description, whether anybody can join or whether it's whether you need to be approved before you can be a member, things like that. And then you can immediately it gets uploaded into the app, and then people using the app can start sending sightings into that project. You can create public projects as well, so that's for anyone, anybody with the app who can join. It can be a good way to crowdsource your data if you're looking for people to participate. Okay, so that's my presentation. Please do download the app. It's on iTunes and Play Store. And if you're interested, you can go on to Biome and actually play around with the map and see what sightings people have seen recently. So, and if you have any questions, please feel free to approach me after the talk. Thank you.